Hello everybody, it's Debs back here again. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. So today I'm going to do another book video for you because I've been doing a lot of reading lately, especially because I've got a library app and I've also got a Kindle app because I used to have a Kindle and I've just got hundreds of books on there. So the book I want to talk to you about today is a book called Dorothy Must Die. And it is the first in a series of books. I've only just started book number 2, but oh my god, book number 1 was so good. I think it was kind of in the, it says target audience young adult 13 plus, but it's basically kind of just an adventure book. I don't think it really is. It's definitely not a kiddie book because it's got a bit of violence in it. It's just a good book and what looks to be a really good series. If you haven't figured it out from the title, Dorothy Must Die, you might be able to get a little idea of what it could be about from the cover. It is such a good book. So it's by Danielle Paige. I found this book on my library app and I've read so many books this way. Dorothy Must Die was the 13th book. I will go into this mug at some point. And I got an early birthday gift, so thank you Jenny for this. I will be doing a video about all the gifts I get for my birthday because I just think that's fun. Yes, that's my cup of tea I've got going there. Anyway, so Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Paige, book number 1. So if you haven't figured it out from the title or from the cover with the gingham dress, it's kind of a twist, sequel, almost, most definitely twist on The Wizard of Oz. And basically the idea behind it is that after the events of The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy went home, got bored and went back to Oz. Something happens, basically the universe decides to pluck another young girl from Kansas and send her to Oz to fix it. I'll just put it like that. I don't want to spoil it too much. Obviously the title Dorothy Must Die obviously will say something. It's very clever because if you think Wicked twists the story, this twists it even further and it's just so good. I have no idea. The first book came out in 1st of September 2015. That was the first time that book came out and I can't believe I've only just discovered it because it's so good. As I said, I've got book number 1 and I think I've got book number 4 on my library app. Yeah. And then I've got books 2 and 3 on my Kindle. So I'm going between apps on here, but it is... it's the way it twists the story, because the fact is I love Wicked. I'm a musical theatre geek, if you haven't already figured that out, and I've seen Wicked like 3 times. I do actually have the chance to go see it again, but I'm at a point where I'm just thinking, no, I'm going to let the people who want to go see it, who haven't seen it yet, go see it, because I don't want to take away from somebody else's experience when I have already seen it 3 times. I've seen it once in London, because I saw it with Kerry Ellis and Diane Pilkington, and then I saw it at the Bradford Alhambra, and I've also seen it at Leeds Grand, and it is just an incredible musical. So when I saw this book kind of pop up in the young adult section of my library app, I was just like, that looks interesting. So I downloaded it and I read it pretty much in one go. I could not put it down. It took me a couple of hours to read it. I was just obsessed. And now I've read the first 2 chapters of the second book because things are getting busy again and working and all sorts of stuff. So I need to get those 2 out of the way on the Kindle and then go back to book 4 on the library app. It's just such a good series. Because obviously it references The Wizard of Oz so much, obviously, because that is kind of the source material on it. And it's just about another young girl who's been plucked from Kansas. She gets there in a tornado, just like the original story, and it just, the way it twists all the characters you know and love and adds more characters that make sense within that world. It's written so well and so cleverly. But it's just really clever with the way that it still references the source material, where the idea came from, but it is its own story in its own right. I cannot wait to read the rest of this because when I first saw it I was just thinking, is this possibly a series? Because I wasn't sure. And then when you get to the end of the first book, you're just like, yeah, this is definitely a series. Because it sets up for more stories within it. It's interesting trying to talk about books without giving away the whole story, especially when I'm using stuff like this to get people to read more books. I'm trying to say enough to get you intrigued in it. But yeah, so it's Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Paige. It's going on from the story of the Wizard of Oz. I guess you could say there's a little bit of Wicked in there. You've got a little bit of kind of the relationships between the characters from Wicked in Dorothy Must Die, but then it twists it even further on its head with the introduction of the new girl from Kansas and her interaction with the original characters and kind of how Oz ended up as it ends up. It puts that idea in your head that obviously what happened in Wizard of Oz was real, that another young woman has been plucked to go and fix the problems in Oz now that Dorothy has gone back. And then it's just so hard to describe without spoiling it completely. It's just, basically, from the title, Dorothy Must Die, it's basically the idea that Dorothy is the cause of the problems in Oz now that she's gone back. And they can't send her back because she's part of the problem. Can you tell I'm passionate about this book when I'm just completely baffled as to how to describe this book without spoiling it? I think because the title kind of is a spoiler in itself, I'll say that Dorothy is the cause of the problems in Oz, but they can't get rid of her because she's kind of taken over Oz. Because like the wizard is still in there, kind of referent. There's kind of a twist on the relationship between the witches. It's just really, really cleverly done. Yes, so Dorothy Must Die, Danielle Paige. If you're with a library that has an app, there's a good chance you might find it on there. It's on Kindle. I think all the books are on Kindle. But I think once I finish them, I probably will buy the books. Just because it's so good and I'm sure I want to reread it. I think it would be really, really good as like a TV series or some... I'm not sure about a film because I think there's just so much to pack in. So doing a film series would just kind of defeat the object of the point of the books. I think it would be done really, really well as a series, kind of Game of Thrones kind of style, just because there's so much in there when you meet so many different people. And you could even split the books up into different series. That way you could have, in terms of English series, 10 hours for one book. I think people have also said that that would be a good idea for the Harry Potter books, to kind of split that up into a series. I mean, I love Harry Potter. I got a lot of Harry Potter related gifts this year. I'm either going to go do the Harry Potter tour in April with my dad. I can't wait. With the Harry Potter, I do think that because, even though the movies were brilliant, there was so much that they left out. I mean, of course, they had the author's permission, and obviously she told them, you know, things that couldn't be taken out because they became relevant later on. And I just think that Harry Potter could be amazing in kind of a Game of Thrones style kind of series. 10 episodes to get dedicated to one book. And you could get in the ghosts back in, because the ghosts were such a good part of the books. And you could just get everything more packed in, and you could tell the story better through the series, I think. Not to say the movies weren't absolutely brilliant and made me completely fall in love with Alan Rickman all over again, and Maggie Smith, and Imelda, Pink Lady. I think the reason we hated the teacher so much was because everybody's had that teacher. Yeah. And I hated the fact that she just got pinker and pinker the worse she got. Danielle Paige is the author. The book is Dorothy Must Die, and it's a series of about 10 books, I think, at this point. As I said, I'm on book number 2 at the moment, and I think there's at least 6 books originally, and then that goes back into prequels. the whole series just looks amazing, and I cannot wait to read the rest of it. But yeah, so go read Dorothy Must Die. It's not just kind of a young adult book, because it's just, it takes that classic story that we love, it takes the musical that we love, and just twists it even further on its head, and it's just absolutely incredible. Okay, so to finish up this video, I'll say again, my name is Debbie, and this is Debbie Drama. If you like my videos, go subscribe, like, you can talk to me in the comments. I've had some people recently talking about the books I've recommended, and they're actually going out and having a look at them, which is great. Obviously I have my certain style, so the books I recommend might not be for everybody, but at least people are actually wanting to read the books that I recommend, which is pretty cool. Yes, so have a wonderful day, night. If you're watching this before you go to sleep, turn off now. You need to sleep. You probably got work or school or something you need to do in the morning, so go to bed. Shh. See you later.